Hey, I'm Mike Schisler.
And I'm Jess Schisler, and that's Vinny.
And this is our home. We've been living in this van for about 2.5 years, and everywhere we go, we're home. We've been here in Southern California for a little while, and now we're at San Onofre State Beach. I would have never guessed we'd live in a van, or we live all over the country, or do these things we've been doing, but that's kind of the great thing about just taking a leap with someone you love. So this is our home on wheels, which we affectionately call Van Haley. It's a 2017 4x4 Sprinter on the short 144-inch wheelbase.
So as soon as we started shifting our mindset from, $120,000 for a van sounds like a lot of money, right? But it's a pretty cheap mortgage.
And we just said, what if we try this? This could be our home, and we can quit our jobs and we can transition into a life on the road. We also realized that by building the van ourselves, we could save tons of money, and we can create this house exactly the way we want it. From the outside, we keep our shoes right here in this little spot where the factory step used to be. We built over that. And then moving inside, I'll show you around. All the lights in this place are on a dimmer, which is very important in a small space. And for different times of the day, you need different types of lighting. Right here, we've got our toiletries, some food and coffee, things like that. Jess's closet, very well organized, and then my closet is in the back right there. We went through multiple designs to see what worked best, and we wanted to have seating for two, and we needed a bed, and all these things had to kind of jigsaw together. I've now built my own house, and it's kind of a dream come true. First time we hit the road, we did have some reservations. It was a big leap, and so we told ourselves that we were going to live on the road for at least a year. And we didn't know what to expect. We might have been 6 months in and hating it, but we had to see it through to a full year. And then once we were on the road and we got comfortable, we were like, no, we need more time. We really love this lifestyle, so we want to keep doing it.
Yeah, the van was the first stop. We had always kind of joked about living in an Airstream, and so if we were ever out shopping, we would say things like, would this fit in an Airstream? And that kind of changed the way we were thinking about consumption. And now we're in a van, but now we're also now we have these dreams about boats. So it's always in this tiny living space, and I think that's a really good place for us.
Being able to fit all of this into a 144, the small van package, the one place we had to compromise was on the bed. And so every night before we go to sleep, we pull this platform out, and then this cushion comes and fits right onto that platform, and now we've got what is essentially a queen-size bed. And then here is what we call the garage, and where we keep all of our toys.
As we designed the van, we did our best to kind of bring in some of those luxuries. So we have running water, we have a propane stove. Actually underneath of Mike, there's a composting toilet. So we have all those things that we need. We have a 12-volt refrigerator down here. I think the only thing missing really is air conditioning and a freezer.
And hot water.
And hot water. Yeah.
Right.
The way that we travel is actually quite different. We don't have a plug-in, we don't have a hookup, so everything is off-grid.
Yeah, this entire house is powered by solar, and we never lack for power, and we run all of our computers. We're both running businesses out of this van, and it's everything we need.
It's been interesting, the way that we've gotten money on the road. I have a PhD in biochemistry, and I help companies talk about science to the public and translate it. So now I just do that remotely as a consultant. But what I also do is the startup business with the Van Life app. We are helping to build the world's best database for people who want to live on the road.
Through this opportunity of living in a van, living minimally, now I create art, I make drawings and paintings for people, I sell prints from the road.
There's some really interesting things to see and do here, and he has a really good knack for finding them and then creating art out of them, which is really cool.
Right. Our friends, they say, oh, you get to see the whole country, but then I have to remind them that it's not always comfortable.
And that's right, they see these beautiful pictures on Instagram, but they don't see that every day we have to make these decisions about basic survival needs. So where are we sleeping? Where are we getting food? Basic care needs, which are just a little bit more complicated and time consuming when you live in a small space.
Everyone has challenges in life. Ours just happen to be different.
you take the leap and opportunity just starts appearing. And so if you feel stuck in a job or like a 9 to 5, the first thing you have to do is just kind of start walking away from it. I could never have envisioned that I would be as successful with the consulting business or even have my own startup company. I mean, these are things that just wouldn't have happened if we wouldn't have gone this direction.
And we always kind of keep our eyes open and say yes to whatever comes our way. We live everywhere and nowhere.
And there's no place like home.